In 2025, the strategic waters of the South China Sea are once again at the center of attention, and this time, the shift is not driven by an aircraft carrier or a joint exercise, but by a missile. Reports confirm that South Korea's Hanwha Aerospace has begun discussions with Manila to supply its next-generation anti-ship missile systems to the armed forces of the Philippines. If realized, this deal could fundamentally alter the Philippines' deterrence posture and reshape the tactical balance in one of the most contested maritime regions on Earth. For both Seoul and Manila, this represents more than a simple weapons sale. It signals the beginning of a new era in regional defense collaboration, where industrial capability, shared interests, and strategic necessity converge. The Philippines has been accelerating its defense modernization under the Horizon 3 phase of the Armed Forces Modernization Program, running from 2023 to 2030. This stage places greater emphasis on long-range strike and maritime defense systems. After decades of operating with limited capability, Manila now seeks to field credible deterrence assets capable of defending its exclusive economic zone and deterring gray zone incursions. This renewed focus comes amid intensifying tensions with China, whose Coast Guard and maritime militia have repeatedly clashed with Philippine vessels near the Spratly Islands and Scarborough Shoal. The acquisition of Korean-built anti-ship missiles would represent a clear and measurable response, turning passive defense into active deterrence. South Korea's position as a defense partner to the Philippines has strengthened remarkably over the past decade. From the FA-50 light combat aircraft to the Jose Rizal and Miguel Malvar-class frigates, Seoul has provided the backbone of Manila's modern air and naval forces. The relationship, officially elevated to a strategic partnership in late 2024, now extends into more sensitive domains, missiles and precision-guided systems. For Seoul, this is an opportunity to showcase its growing defense export capabilities and to reinforce its identity as a trusted security provider in the Indo-Pacific. For Manila, the cooperation offers access to advanced weaponry without the political strings often attached to Western suppliers. At the center of this latest development is the Hyeseong series of anti-ship missiles produced by Hanwha Aerospace. The version reportedly under consideration by the Philippines is the Hyeseong 2, also known as the Sea Star Block 2, or possibly the extended-range Hyeseong 3. The missile has a range of approximately 180 to 250 kilometers, flies at subsonic speed, and uses active radar guidance combined with sea-skimming flight profiles to avoid detection. It is designed to perform re-attack maneuvers, allowing it to strike moving targets even after evasive action. These missiles can be launched from frigates such as the Jose Rizal and Miguel Malvar classes, or from truck-mounted coastal batteries, offering both naval and land-based deployment flexibility. The Sea Star's greatest advantage lies in its cost-effectiveness and compatibility. It is estimated to be about 30% cheaper than the American-made Harpoon missile, while maintaining comparable range and accuracy. Furthermore, South Korea's frigates already delivered to the Philippines were built with launch systems compatible with Korean missiles, making integration straightforward. This means Manila can enhance its striking power without major modifications or retraining, a rare case of affordability meeting practicality in modern arms procurement. The system's affordability also allows the Philippines to purchase enough units to establish genuine coverage across key maritime sectors, including Palawan, Mindoro, and Luzon. For the Philippines, this acquisition is not unprecedented. The country previously procured the BrahMos supersonic missile from India in a deal worth approximately $375 million United States dollars, primarily for its Marine Corps' Coastal Defense Regiment. However, the BrahMos system is limited in quantity and primarily serves as a symbolic deterrent rather than a fully networked defense layer. The introduction of the Korean Sea Star missiles would change that dynamic. By equipping both coastal batteries and frigates, Manila would achieve a distributed deterrence model, creating multiple overlapping no-go zones for potential aggressors. This expansion would mark a significant evolution in the Philippines' military doctrine. Historically focused on internal security and disaster response, the Philippine Armed Forces have lacked both the equipment and the mindset for external deterrence. Now, with the acquisition of long-range ship-killer missiles, the country can project power beyond its shores, redefining its role in regional security. In practical terms, the ability to engage targets at distances of 200 kilometers transforms every frigate or coastal battery into a threat that adversaries must respect. Each missile launcher becomes a symbol of sovereignty, silent but unmistakable. The implications extend far beyond Philippine waters. For China, this development complicates its calculus in the South China Sea. The presence of mobile coastal launchers and frigate-mounted missiles would force Chinese naval planners to adjust patrol patterns and rethink their approach to gray zone coercion. Beijing's state-controlled media has already expressed concern, suggesting that Manila's new weapons could escalate tensions. Yet from the Philippines' perspective, these missiles are purely defensive. They exist to deny access, not to provoke confrontation. In the language of modern deterrence theory, this is deterrence by denial, discouraging aggression not through retaliation, but through impossibility. South Korea's role in this dynamic is equally significant. Seoul continues to describe its exports as defensive systems, yet the strategic intent is clear. By arming a frontline state like the Philippines, South Korea extends its influence into Southeast Asia and strengthens its position within the broader U.S.-aligned security network, even while maintaining diplomatic caution toward Beijing. This balancing act mirrors Seoul's own approach on the Korean peninsula, projecting strength while avoiding direct provocation. The sale of anti-ship missiles to Manila would thus serve both as a commercial success and a geopolitical statement. South Korea is now a serious player in regional defense architecture. Financially, such a program is substantial but manageable. Depending on configuration and delivery, each missile system, complete with launchers, command modules, and support equipment, could cost between 30 and 50 million United States dollars. A full coastal defense package with multiple batteries might reach 200 million United States dollars, still within the Philippines' projected Horizon 3 modernization budget. Compared with the long-term operational cost of maintaining fighter jets or submarines, coastal missile batteries provide far greater deterrence per dollar invested. For a developing nation like the Philippines, this represents a rare opportunity to maximize impact with limited resources. In the regional context, this prospective deal fits neatly within a growing pattern of defense diversification. Southeast Asian nations are increasingly seeking equipment that is affordable, interoperable, and politically flexible. South Korea's rise as a defense exporter, alongside other middle powers like Turkey and India, signals a shift away from traditional dependence on the United States or Russia. For the Philippines, aligning with Seoul's industry provides both strategic depth and diplomatic space, allowing it to strengthen its military while maintaining an image of balance and autonomy. Looking ahead, if the missile deal proceeds, testing and deployment could begin as early as 2026. The system might first be installed on coastal defense batteries in Palawan, followed by integration with the Miguel Malvar-class frigates under construction. Hanwha Aerospace could also collaborate with the Philippine Department of National Defense to establish maintenance and training facilities, creating local expertise and employment. Over time, this could evolve into joint production or localized component manufacturing, an essential step towards sustainable defense self-reliance. Ultimately, the introduction of Korean-made ship-killer missiles into the Philippine arsenal would mark a watershed moment for both nations. For Seoul, it would confirm its emergence as a credible exporter of strategic weapons and a pillar of Indo-Pacific security. For Manila, it would signify a transition from a reactive maritime state to a proactive regional actor with genuine deterrent capacity. And for the wider region, it would send a message that the balance of power is no longer dictated solely by great powers, but increasingly shaped by the choices of capable middle states. The South China Sea is entering a new phase, one defined not by words or declarations, but by precision, range, and readiness.